At long last, the spoiled sociopathic son is finally knocked down. But just as predicted, this does not mean that the danger is over. In fact, all of this is happening much. It's just implying that despair is getting more deeper. And do you know what is so ironic? Nero talked every single time about destiny. It is his destiny not to die, and I will. Fate has been decided, or something like that. Well, maybe he talked about fate, but destiny as well. But Siggy is also someone who is very hung up upon destiny. He said when he was close to destroying the Eden Zero that this is destiny, and now he says it again. So there is just something in that delusional mind that is trying to tell us something, but I don't really know why. This is me, the Angry Anime Fan, and this is Spare Reviewer, and this is the Eden Zero chapter 164, as I tend to review. First off, a beautiful colors page. It's Witch. She's looking very fine and sexy. But we still don't know if she's gonna survive, so won't worry. Back in space, the ships are still fighting the giant sea serpent mechanoid. And it seems to imply that Eraser's ether gear's name is Eraser, literally. As well, Justice just calls it Eraser. Well, the rebel army also helps because this is for their friends. Witch has managed to reach Sister, and perhaps she can help them out. Laguna is there as well and has the can, but to his surprise when he opens it, the princess is no longer there. That is also a very big surprise for me. Because didn't she turn into water? I mean, Laguna did say that if someone solidifies their ether by knowing themselves, then they can escape. However, how couldn't someone like her, she disappears just like that without him noticing that? Either she has gone back to save Shura because, well, the fate thing wasn't solved, or she's going to finish off Shura. I don't really know. As Shura, back to the Shiki and Shura fight, the Shura once again enters his overdrive form. And here is actually one thing that people should laugh a little about. Shiki does his meteor breaker again, but for the first time, he doesn't finish off someone in meteor breaker. Every single time that Shiki has entered the overdrive, complete overdrive form, he has always used the meteor breaker. This seems to imply for me that it is an overdrive attack. But Shura is the first one that takes a full hit of the meteor breaker, and he does not faint from that. He creates heavy collisions and greatly damages Shiki, but things are not over yet. Also, we wondered how Siggy survived the decapitation. And well, we don't exactly get a good explanation, but simply the fact that a decapitation isn't enough to kill a mechanical life form. Actually, I'm a little bit skeptic about that. Didn't Shura kill Saika by crushing his head? Granted, Nero didn't crush Siggy's head, but I still wonder of it all. But so does that mean that then how do you destroy a robot? So of course that Nero does say that the flesh wounds he gets are not enough to destroy him. But then to Nero's surprise, Shiki has actually managed to grab the dice using his gravity and actually manages to crush them, saying that it's all matter, it can't resist true gravity. So this is a big surprise, but it's no... I mean, technically, Hiroshima tends to do that sometimes. You know, you have one moment and then it turns around it all. But it seems to imply that Siggy's gravity is very strange. He somehow managed to bypass the mythical powers of Mother because it was true gravity and it was just matter. This seems to imply that Siggy's gravity is even more intense than thought before. And more than that is the fact that Nero tries to finish him off with another Warpole attack. But here comes the biggest surprise. Siggy managed to counter the attack and uses a new attack called Gravity Drain, all the while saying this is the deepest part of gravity, where X is the where all excess is destined to fall. As he suddenly uses gravity drain, we only know until the very end what happens. Shura continues to having his villainous breakdown, always saying that he's gonna be more powerful than his old man, and always saying that you'll never make it to the top while willing to step on people. But Shiki just answers, "We're not going to the top, my friends and I are going forward," which actually surprises Shura. And finally, Shiki decides to use this attack he has learned from Zenolith, who explains that you need to strengthen the weight of your heart. It is the feelings you have for your friends. It is the courage to move forward. It's the resolve to fight. That is Black Knight Sky, as he creates a giant orb of gravity, even more orb-like than everything before. And in essence, you can basically just call it a spirit bomb of gravity, if that will make it even easier to understand. As he remembers, which is actually pretty surprising, because this seems to imply that he actually could know that these people died. But granted that his gravity seems to read people's emotions, I wouldn't surprise him if he knew, but he actually sees Mimi, the robots that he detonated, Lizare, Furara, even Creed and Jaguar. Yeah, this confirms that Jaguar is dead. Although it's very likely that we all just seeing that to show the people that have died in this war. It is knowing the weight of a life. And so the cowardly Shura of course says don't, but Shiki doesn't listen. Super ultimate Magamet attack. Black Sky, as he slams the meteorite of gravity right in Shura, almost creating black lightning on it. Finally, knocking down the sociopath. But as I said before, this does not mean it's over, because then Siggy appears on the field and reveals something pretty scary. He talked before he used the gravity drain on Nero. He said that he liked the wormhole ability. He wanted it. And it turns out that the power of gravity drain literally did just that. He drained the ether gear from Nero and likely killed him as well, and somehow gained access to it, which makes Siggy the first example of someone that actually has two ether gears. If Siggy can take ether gears, and if he finds out what Rebecca can do, then we are in deep trouble. And it gets even more trouble when we see the true essence on... We didn't think that wormhole would be a dangerous ability. But it all depends on how you use it. As Siggy opens a portal right to the All Link and presses a button, and activating the 200,000 Imperial Matter Bombs. As he says with an evil grin, "With your deaths, the wheel of fate will be complete." He talks about fate, destiny, and all his birthday. I have no idea what kind of crap he is saying. But what he is saying is despair is winning. The bombs are about to activate. And even if they don't activate, now it's basically confirming. We all know that he was after the All Link, but now he even has an ability that allows him to access the All Link without even being there. So even if the gang stop the bombs, I think still Shiki will be able to infect all the robots using the All Link. In essence, as I said before, I always thought the biggest winner of this war would be Siggy. And yes, it does indeed seem like the winner is Siggy. The bombs are about to activate. How will they get out of this dilemma? I have actually no freaking idea. Only Rebecca's cat leaper seemed to help, but she has already wasted it, so I'm not certain, to be honest. All I know is that while it was very satisfying to finally see Shura defeated, the danger is not over yet. And until the danger is over, then who knows what happened. And what happened to the princess? Where did she go? Is her Red Thread of Destiny Stockholm Syndrome not cured? Or is she over to Shura to take revenge? Or is it possible that she is the one who's going to destroy the bombs? I sincerely don't know what we can expect next. But yeah, that is the power of Siggy's gravity. It crushes everything else. It's dangerous, and I'm scared. But the black sky effect, well, I had hoped it was going to be a little bit more cool looking instead of just a spirit bomb of gravity. But hey, whatever floats your boat. Give me your thoughts if you have any.